Mrs. Louise Hager was 14 years old when she first met the Rebbe's wife, Rébetzn Jaia Mushka. Over the years, she developed a close relationship with the Rébetzn.
The first time I spoke about the Rébetzn was 3 years after she passed away. I was asked by Sheikh about to come on the third yacht site. I felt that I had to write to the Rebbe. I needed to have his permission to speak about the Rébetzn. And immediately he ring round, that I should do it, and which I did. I sent in my speech before. We arrived on Sunday. I was going to speak on Wednesday evening. We arrived on Sunday, and we went straight from the plane to Dollars. We've just come straight from the airport, and I like a bracha as I'm speaking on the outside, the Rebbe's outside, that I should be able to go over what she was to me, and thereby make her memory greater and give the Rebbe nachas.
God will much bless you to have always good news about all these persons, and the news will be in a growing manner.
Thank you very much.
God will much bless you.
Thank you.
And that's for an additional blessing for good news.
There were 1,400 women at the convention, and I was absolutely petrified. I had never spoken in public before. I always was very intimidated. There are certain wonder women in Lubavitch, I think we can all pinpoint them, who could stand on street corners and ask women do they want to do neshek and speak very publicly about being more observant, and I always found that very hard. It was something that I just couldn't do. And I would talk to her about that, and she would say, there'll be a time. She never made me feel inadequate for not being able to do that. She always praised me for you're a good wife, you're a good mother, look what you're doing at home, or your strengths are at the moment like this, but you never know, you may be able to do that in time. I learned so much from her, valuing people for what they are, not knocking them, building them up. The importance of the role of being a good wife. My speech was very much trying to relate how the Rébetzn was down to earth, was practical, while she had all the attributes of being the Rebbe, the Frierdiker Rebbe's daughter, the Rebbe Rashab's granddaughter, growing up in those households. Yet she was very down to earth and was interested in me and in my life, and was able to relate to me as I was at that stage of my life. So when I talked about her interest in what did I cook and how many guests were we having and had I bought the children clothes and what was going on in their lives, that made a tremendous impact. So the next week that I was in New York, when I was walking up and down on Kingston Avenue, shluchos would stop and say, you really don't know, I'm not sure if you realize what an impact your words had, because we are working very hard. We're cut off from many, our family, our friends. We're going out breaking, frontiers. And sometimes it's hard. We're cooking, we're cleaning, we're shopping, we're buying, and we don't know, is this really, we're involved with a mundane. We're supporting our husbands, but in their work of being shluchim, but it's a very sort of a mundane almost existence. But to hear that the Rébetzn valued how important it was being a mother and a wife, gave them tremendous chizuk, which of course in turn confirmed how important it was that I was able, and thank God I was able to put over that those seemingly small things are what make a household what's so important, the important role of a wife and a mother, which is something she epitomized, being a wife. I want to thank you very much for everything. And I should have a bracha for safe journey and find the family well at home. And especially, the Yiddish is giving fire to be able to give a wife, a mother, and a daughter.
And a good wife also.
That's the most important.
That's for your husband.
Thank you very much.
Have good parnasa because of mama.
Amen, amen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was a great pleasure. I'm so glad I was able to do it.